Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. As you guys know, my name is Cerise. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and join me on this journey. And today I want to share a real part of my life with you. How I became a mother, the struggles I've faced so far from growing up, becoming a mother to where I am now, and how I currently am homeless. And I'm sharing this because I know someone out there may be going through the same thing similar as me. And I just don't want y'all to feel like you're alone. So, a little backstory about me. I grew up in the county, I want to say Powhatan, from the ages of born to 11, I want to say. Life was okay. I had my mom. She raised me. My grandma raised me. I met my stepfather when I was 7. I grew to have a stepbrother. I loved him dearly. I really didn't have that much of a family group, or you want to say like a group at school that you would hang out with, that you would be like, oh, that's my clique. I didn't have that in elementary school, middle school, high school. I was mainly by myself. I was a bookworm. I loved to read. Math was my favorite subject. I moved around a lot when I was younger. I used to stay with my grandmother a lot. Like, I love my grandmother, God rest her soul. Like, that was my angel, my heart. Like, whatever I wanted, whatever I needed, my grandma was there. My mom worked, so of course my grandma was there to make sure I had everything I needed. And then I want to say when I was 13, my dad popped up. I didn't know who he was. It was kind of weird because the guy that I thought was my dad really wasn't my dad, but that's because he was there before my stepdad came into the picture. So of course, when you're younger, you're gonna think that's your father. You're not gonna ask no questions. You're gonna go on with this, what's going on. And then 13, got a phone call. My dad's been in and out since I was 13, and I've always said that when I was younger, when I had children, I didn't want the same spill for my children. Unfortunately, I got that. We'll go into that later on. And I want to say I moved from Powhatan, moved to Amelia, moved to Richmond. I was in Richmond my middle school year to beginning of high school year. I went to high school, Rana High School. I went there for a year and a half. It was cool. It was something different because I've been in the country all my life until then. I moved back to the country, Amelia. I went there from 2010 to 2012 when I graduated high school. I left high school. Life was okay. I started working when I was 15. I worked at McDonald's. First job after I volunteered at a middle school. But that was my first job. It was okay. It was cool. It was like, okay, it's some money. Hey, it's life. You know, you get your first little check, you're happy. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to be a nurse, actually a pediatrician. So my goal, as of right now, I got accepted into Virginia Union, and that's when life kind of took a turn. I kind of, met some friends. As I said, my life was kind of closed in. So being that it was closed in, my outlet was the internet. So I met some friends on the internet. I thought they were cool people. Of course, you're a teenager. You're not really. You just want to go have fun. So I trusted these people. I end up leaving home. I moved to the city, and I thought everything was what I was told. I was there for, I want to say, a couple months, and life was okay, but it kind of felt weird because it was like I came out here to go to college, and I'm stuck with no job, no friends, no real stability, and the people that I thought were supposed to help me and support me end up turning my life upside down. I end up having to do things to support myself that I'm not proud of, but I'm not ashamed of. I became a dancer, and I sold my body. And that's when I met my best friend of what I can say now 12 years. And he's really been a support for me. He's been there on and off for the whole 12 years, and I am very grateful for him. And what I can say is that when I moved back to the county in 2013 with my mom, because my living situation was not pretty then, I moved back. I was with my mom, I want to say 2-3 years. I was still working. I was still, interacting with my best friend. I was still trying to figure out life. I hit the age of I want to say 20, and that's when things turned again. But like I said, life has had its struggles. It's had its ups and downs. It's been okay. You know, I smile and keep crying, but you get through it. So again, like I said, today I just wanted to share parts of my life, how I became a mother, the struggles that I faced, and why this is a chapter of mine that I'm going to get over. Homelessness is not a weakness. Most people would sit there and say, oh, being homeless is funny, oh, being homeless is this, that, and the third. It's not. It's for the ones that are not weak. It's to make you stronger. It's to make you hold on to your faith. It's to make you believe in yourself and help you understand the things that you struggle with. Like, my thing is money management. I will say I have a hard time budgeting. I have a hard time managing my money when I have large amounts of money. Like, I'm the type of person where when I have money, I will take it and I will help the ones around me. And I see that that's been my downfall. So I'm taking this time during the struggles to regroup and focus on me. Now, being a mom changed my life completely from the beginning. It was a mix of joy and challenges. I had to learn quickly how to balance everything: love, care, responsibility. Sometimes it was hard, and I had very little support. I can say my mom has really been a big support for me, but it's hard. There were days I felt completely overwhelmed, but motherhood taught me strength I didn't know I had or was capable of having. Every sleepless night that I've had with my children, every challenge just shaped me into the person I am today. So when I became a mom, I was 20 going on 21, and I had just had an incident with my mom prior to that where we got into it, and I packed my things, I left. I didn't care. I'm like, it is what it is. I'm grown. I'm not going to keep dealing with what I'm dealing with. I left. I was staying in hotels. I was staying with people, and for me to survive, I had to go back to what I had learned when I left first time when I was 18 going to college, and that was to basically use what I had. You know, I was still trying to find jobs, but because I didn't have the real stability that I needed as far as friendship, village, people that was there to, you know, encourage me and show me that this is what I'm capable of doing, I was able to just be like, okay, I have this body that I can use, and I used it, and it didn't, you know, it paid for hotels, it helped, but in the sense of it, it was like, it was a waste. It was basically a downfall for me because of the attention and the things that it brought with it. So I end up, me and this guy, you know, we were cool, we were just becoming friends, and as you know, slipped up and I ended up getting sick. Well, in the process of me getting sick, I didn't know I was pregnant, which is kind of funny because you hear people say, oh, I know when I'm pregnant, I can symptoms. I didn't have any. I got sick, but I thought it was because of something that I ate, and plus it was hot outside, so of course you're eating a sandwich that has from Wendy's, it has mayonnaise, hot sauce, different stuff on it, so you're thinking, okay, I got sick from that. My best friend at the time, she was like, girl, you're pregnant. I'm like, no, I'm not, you're lying. She went to go get her hair done. I ended up throwing up. My favorite drink was cappuccinos, the Starbucks one you got at the store. I drank, I threw it up, and I didn't think nothing of it. The next day I was with her in the car, still hot outside, it's 80 something degrees outside. I waited for her. She went to go in the store and get something. I waited for her. I threw up again, and I'm not thinking nothing of it. So at this time, I ended up leaving her, and I came back over to the other side of town, and I was in a hotel, and I was doing my thing, you know, wasn't really thinking about anything out of the ordinary. And then one particular night, I got really, really sick. When I say I got really, really sick, I got really sick. I was having hot flashes. I was having back pains. I was throwing up. I couldn't keep food down. I just felt horrible, and I ended up passing out the next morning in the hotel room. When I say I was horrible, like I was hot woman that was cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. I ended up going to a neighbor's room, a couple of doors down, and I told him, I'm like, I don't feel well. Do you have any type of Bismol? Because that's what I was thinking, like maybe that's just something that I needed. I end up taking that. I threw it up. We ended up going to get something to eat. I threw that up, and I ended up having to go to the hospital because I threw up blood. And when I got to the hospital, you know, I told them what's going on, and that's the second. The lady was like, oh, ma'am, we're going to test you and see if you're pregnant. And I'm like, I'm not pregnant. I've already taken the test. It came back. I'm not. You know, I'm basically telling her I'm not. This is what it is. And she was like, okay. Followed me back. They, you know, do the ultrasound. It didn't show anything. They do the transvaginal, and that's when it showed. They also had took my blood, and it showed that. And in the process of them doing all that, that's when they came back and they said I had appendicitis. And they told me that if I hadn't have came right then and there, my appendix would have burst and I wouldn't have lived. So I found out that I had appendicitis, but also I thought I was pregnant at the same time. And I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. It just was like, it was crazy because it's like, how can I be a mom? Like, I'm not in the right mindset. I'm not in the right stability statement. I'm not none of that. Like, how can I be a mom? And I called my mom. I told her. At first I thought she was a bit upset, but she was more so like, she said she felt it. She was just waiting for me to tell her. So that's when I found out I was pregnant with my son, and everything was fine. I ended up calling the guy that, you know, is my child's father. I told him, and he kind of disappeared, and I didn't hear from him until like my son was 5 months. He called me, we were talking, and, you know, I thought things would be better, and after that, he disappeared. So I ended up, you know, of course, going to get services and assistance to help, and it was kind of okay, because I had my mom support me. I had, you know, schools to support me, because I went back to college. Again, like I said, I wanted to be a pediatrician, so I was going to school, getting my medical assistant degree to help me become a pediatrician. So I was basically just living life. I thought that it was okay, but I'm going to sit there and tell you that I did have postpartum. When I had postpartum with my son, it wasn't as bad as when I had with my daughter, but with my son, it was more so like, I felt weird. I felt like, why do I, you know, why have a child? And then I felt the point of like, okay, he's always crying when I have him, he's always fidgety. Like, I was like, told mom, I was like, get him, like, he's yours. Like, I felt that way. But then as time grew on and I really like bonded with my son, I was like, okay, again, being a mother does not come with a manual. It does not come with a handbook. It does not come with ABC 1 2 3 element of P. This is what you do. Like, no, when you're young and you have a child, your child's going to grow up with you, and your child's going to feed off of you. Your child's going to feed off your energy. Your child's going to feed off everything that you're going through. So my best suggestion for the ones out here that are like, I want to have a child at a certain age, don't rush it, because once it comes, you can't take it back. You have to sit here and put your big girl drawers on, or your boxes, whichever one that you wear, and become a parent. And you'll be lucky if you have the father still in the picture. You'll be lucky if you have a village behind you, because they say it takes a village to raise a child. You'll be lucky if you have your mother or your father to support you, because if not, it's going to be super hard, and you're going to find challenges every which way around the board to face. So if anything that I'm saying connects with you, or you know, it's hitting you in your heart, drop a comment, drop an emoji, let me know. Now, as time went on, of course, I'm living life. I'm still developing, trying to find jobs, you know, stuff like that. My son was a year and a couple months, and I got the job at the VA hospital. I was working there. Everything was fine. I was loving the job because it was a new scenery for me, and I can, you know, still focus on life and be a mom. I ran into this guy. I thought he was going to be somebody that's going to help me, support me. You know, of course you're going to think that. I end up, I want to say maybe 4 months into dealing with him and being at work, got pregnant with my daughter. That didn't end too well, because when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, I did not want her. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to have an abortion because I was not ready to have 2 children and not have a stable environment for my children, as far as a decent job, my own home, stuff like that. So when I told him, we agreed that I was going to get an abortion, and that's when I came to find out that he was married. He didn't want my daughter. He ended up leaving, and it took me 6 months to reach out to him through his sister to let him know, like, I didn't have the abortion because we couldn't get it. Like, not financially having the money, and the fact that Medicaid because, you know, it's hard. An abortion in Medicaid is very hard. They don't pay but up to $200 to $300, I want to say, and then you have to pay the rest. And it's not easy at all. It's not. And I had to really, like, think, and I prayed about it, and then I told God, I was like, if you want me to have this child, then you will provide me the needs, and you'll let me go through a full-term pregnancy. And I did. Now my son was 42 weeks and 3 days. He did not want to come out. I tried to get induced. He did not want to come out. I had to have an emergency C-section because the cord wrapped around his neck. With my daughter, I didn't even know that I had went to labor with her. That's the crazy part. Like, I was going to pick up my son, and I end up having to go to the bathroom, and I didn't even know that I was in labor. Like, I didn't know. I just went to the bathroom. Like, as you see on TV, they're like, oh my god, my water broke, oh my god, it's a whole puddle of water. It wasn't even like that. Like, I had a little bit of water. I went to the bathroom, and my stomach hurt a little bit. I lay down, and I was okay. I called my doctor. She was like, I think you're in labor. As soon as I got there, I was 2 centimeters dilated, and it took me to have a C-section again. And hey, you know, I have 2 kids. Now, when I had 2 kids, it was okay. I still had to figure out life. I still had to figure out how to be a parent with neither father in the picture, how to manage being at a job, how to manage daycare, how to do certain things. Luckily, there's assistance that you can get: food stamps, Medicaid, child care, you know, as long as you abide by the TANF, as long as you abide by the rules they tell you. So I was okay with that for the beginning. And then I want to say, when my daughter was 7 months and my son was a year and a couple months, me and my mom, my dad, we went through our first session of being homeless. So that was a challenge. It was a challenge, all of us being in a hotel, going from hotel to hotel. But that was because my mom was in a car accident. Luckily, she wasn't hurt. But, you know, going through that, and you have to wait for attorneys, lawyers, paperwork. It takes time. Like, people think, oh, I have a car accident, I'm going to get my big check now. No, it takes time. It takes time. A lot of time. And then in the process of all of that, we ended up having to move. Like, we moved from hotel to hotel to hotel. And I want to say the winter of 2020 is when I heard news that I got my Section 8 voucher, and I moved into my apartment. And it was kind of weird being on my own with 2 children. But that's when my postpartum kicked in again, and that's when it kicked in harder than usual, because I was by myself. Like, I didn't have any friends, I didn't have any family, I didn't have anybody to come and move in my apartment with me. It was just me and my 2 kids. So I had to start taking medication. I was very depressed. I was going through suicidal moments, and I didn't tell my mom, I didn't tell nobody that I was dealing with that. Like, I kept it to myself, and it was very painful the first 6 months of being there. Like, it was very, very painful, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't. But I can say with God, I was able to make it. Life isn't easy. There's are times I've struggled financially, emotionally, and personally. I faced heartbreak, setbacks, and moments where I felt like giving up. But through it all, I held on to faith and hope. I learned that challenges don't define me. How I raise above them does. Every struggle has been a lesson of resilience, patience, and love. Like I said, heartbreak I've dealt with 4 different people while I was living in my apartment from 2020 till now. And I was trying to find love because, like I said, my dad was in and out. My dad was in and out since I was 13 years old. So I was trying to fill that void. Of course, I had my stepfather, but you always want to fill the void with your original parent. I wanted to fill it with my mom. Like, we don't have that mother-daughter relationship that I wish that we had. And I finally broke down and told her that recently, like, the things I harbored. And I will tell you now, do not harbor feelings, emotions, anything until you're 30 years old. Like, when you feel it, please let your parents know so they can know how to fix it right then and there. So yeah, heartbreaks were a thing for me. Like, I had different men in my life that I thought were there for me, but I can really say, like, the one person that's still there is my friend of 12 years. I do love him dearly. Why would I not? But I understand that there's certain circumstances where we can't be together, but as long as I know he's my friend and my backbone, I can continue to be there for him like he's there for me. Setbacks, I've had setbacks where I've had jobs and jobs fell through. I left one job, wanted to go to get another one, fell through. But I pushed myself to get my PCA license, so now I can go work in, healthcare, something that I went to school for. Like I said, I went to school for medical assistant. When I had my daughter, I was supposed to go walk across the stage and get my diploma. Unfortunately, they gave everybody an email, and it was on the news, and it said that we will not be graduating because the school is closed down due to accreditation issues. So yeah, it's been a struggle since then to actually go to a college that will take my credits and allow me to finish my nursing and get my degree and become the pediatrician or the doctor or in whatever that route takes me. So I have my PCA. I do like to work with children and adults, and I work with people that have dementia and mental illnesses, and it's a challenge, but it's a skill that I would advise anybody to get. Personally, like I said, I've dealt with ups and downs. I've dealt with mental things, emotional things, physical, like my body. I've always body shamed myself, and I shouldn't, because I know I'm beautiful inside and out. But it's like when you see somebody else and you look at yourself, you're like, okay, I want to get that size, or okay, I want to get that skin color, or okay, I want to get X, Y, Z. I want to have those type of clothes. But it just took me till last year to realize that, Therese, you're beautiful inside and out. You don't have to be like the next person. You don't have to shave your hair. You don't have to, have XYZ type of hairstyles. You don't have to go get makeup. If you are comfortable in yourself, that's all that matters. And I'm very confident in myself. I know I got rolls, baby. I know my face is not slim, but hey, I love every bit about myself. I love it. My current reality, homelessness right now. Right now, my life is very different. It's very difficult than I imagined. My truth is that I allowed people to come in my life and I trusted them, and in my time of need right now, they're not here. Like I said, I'm the type of person that when I get money, wherever it may be from, I like to help people around me. If I have a friend, they need somewhere to come stay, I'll open my doors, I'll make sure they have food, clothes, whatever. I am that friend, and I allowed myself to be wrapped around that, and I lost myself in that. And it took me to like this last moment to where like everything fell and I have to rebuild everything. And the ones that I thought were supposed to be there, they're not there. They left, they ran away, they don't call, pick up the phone, nothing like that. So me and my kids. But I will say that I have been that parent that stepped in when it came to my children. I don't lack when when it comes to them. Like, I get up every morning at 6 o'clock. We get on the city bus at 6:42. We get to their school by 7:57. They have a good day. I get back to where I'm at right now. I get on this computer, I do my applications, I look at my emails, I see what's going on for the day, I plan my day out. At 1:45 I'm on the bus to go pick them up. At 3 o'clock, they're getting out of school. By 4 I'm back where I need to be, make sure that they're good. I get homework done, I get them in the tub, I get them fed. 8 o'clock, baby, we in the bed. 9 o'clock, everybody's asleep. But like I said, I'm birthing for my mom to have my back, and support me and give me suggestions and encourage me through everything that I'm going through right now. I can give her that. Like, even though in the situation, I'm not giving up. I believe this is the test, and God just wanted me to set boundaries. He wanted me to say no to certain people. He wanted me to find my inner strength. He wanted me to build on my spirituality. Like I said, I do believe in God. I do rituals, I do set candles, I pray, I talk to psychics, mediums, all of them, prophets, and it's been a real eye-opener for me right now, and I'm very appreciative for this moment. I believe in my future. I believe in my dreams, and in the strength of being a mother. It's given me a lot, and I'm being vulnerable and sharing this because I want people to see that no matter where you are, there's hope, and you're capable of overcoming everything, and that you don't have to keep everything bottled up. You don't have to sit right here and feel like you don't have a safe space to come to. I know some people, they're like, I don't want to go to therapy, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. So this platform is your outlet. I've been to therapy, I've been to counseling. It's like I recently found out that I have depression. I have clinical depression, and that came from when I had my postpartum. So if you're struggling today, I want you to know that you're not alone. Your situation does not define your worth. You have the power to get back up no matter how hard life gets. Keep your faith, keep going, and you don't have to be afraid of what is in front of you, because it's not the end. That's just a stepping stone, and you can get over it. Don't be afraid to ask for help or support. We all deserve to rise above our challenges, and I know this is just a small challenge for me. I'm going to get above it. I'm going to rise above it. Like I said, I was scared to get on here and tell my story, but I know that I will not only getting it out for myself, but I'm helping the next person, little or big or whoever, that might be scared to voice it or ask for help. Again, I have my own, social media platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And now I'm on YouTube because I feel like YouTube is a broader span, and it can reach a lot more people. And I'm not the type of person that likes to get on the camera. I'm not. So this is a big step for me. So again, I want to say thank you so much for watching and letting me share my story. If your story is something like mine, or if I touched you, please like this video. Share it with somebody you might need that encouragement or that push. And subscribe to my channel to follow my journey. I'll be sharing more about my life, my kids, motherhood, and lessons I've learned along the way. Let's walk the journey together. Thank you very much. Again, like I said, I am not letting this stop me. I have 2 businesses that I have under my belt along with my PCA, and that is a cookie business, which is Taste Smiles Incorporated, where we will sell plates, cater, whatever the case may be. That's what we're going to do. And then I have a business where I will be doing hair and nails and fashion. That's called Luxury by 3T's, and that's me, my son, and my daughter. But I know it's going to take me some time to get back up on my feet to get those where they need to go. So it is what it is. I know this is just a little stepping stone, but you can always find my videos of me cooking, me doing hair on this channel, as well as me expressing myself and being vulnerable. So again, we're not alone. We're going to get through this together, and let's keep this going. So I keep sharing my journey with you and inspire you. So again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you know when I'm dropping a video. And let's go. Let's reach to the top. So, it's your girl. And we're going to live life, and we're going to enjoy it. And whatever stumbling block that you have or I have, God has it in His hands to change it. So if you feel like you don't want to even voice yourself to anybody else, or that somebody's going to listen to you, just know that God hears you daily. Or whatever that you believe in, it hears you. Pick up your Bible, your Quran, whatever it may be. Even if you have to go outside and speak to a tree, let that be your outlet. If I can be your outlet, a counselor can be your outlet, your parents can be your outlet. Don't let your issues or your circumstances push you over to the edge, and we'll be missing you. I almost took that road, but I look at my kids every day and I said thank you, because they keep me going and they pull me from my darkest days.